Hello everyone, I'm Jenny. I've got a tip for this Tuesday from us at IndySoft. I'm going to show how to export company data out of IndySoft. You may want to create a test environment with company-specific data or archive a company's data. In most cases, if a company in your IndySoft system is no longer needed, you can simply mark it as inactive and the data for that company will no longer show up in searching or reports, etc. However, let's say you want to archive the data or move all the company data to a test IndySoft environment, then you would want to use some nice settings in our export and import module. What I've done in my IndySoft system is I've created 4 companies. So you can always go in and make the company inactive so that you could change your reports based on that active field right here. But then you can also export and archive your company information using the import and export module, which is in the administration panel. I'm going to go ahead and open that and show basically you want to export everything that has company specific data. So you'll choose export all, but then on this page, you'll notice you have some options here and you can go ahead and if you choose this, it'll delete everything from your database afterwards, but you'll have the file to archive that you can always use to import. So some of these groups are controlled by your selection. So let's say you want action requests and you want to go and export those. Well, company is exactly because company D is inactive, it's not showing up. So we might want to export company C. And we would say select everything. Now, right now, there's no action requests in company C, but you can see the action requests you can put a company filter on. Some of these, there is not a company filter. For example, let's find one. So your your alarms is not selectable by company. So this maybe isn't something you would want to include in your company select. But I have made a way to go through, there is a way to go through this and select all, and then go ahead and choose select on everything. And you can then click Save Export Settings to File. And what it'll do is save all of these that you've checked off in a file, text file. In my text file, I have here, I have all import select settings with all the selects possible. In that file, I loaded basically everything where you could put a selection filter on it. If, for example, there is no selection filter, I did not save that when I exported. So now you can see, okay, here's how to enable everything. Once you have that file, you can always reuse it for a different company. So basically, I've saved everything where you can have a select possible. You can see this is the file that I had saved, and you can go in here and actually see, okay, select is possible on which one select is actually possible for. You could even manually edit this if you wanted to change a selection option for something that you would want to reuse. And let me just show you, for example, the employees select. If I unselect everything just for purposes of showing you, export, you can see these are company A, company B, company C. If I put the company selection on here, and then add, those will be exported. Now, because I only had the one selected, it's prompting me immediately for a zip file. So what you want to do is basically you're going to have a file where you've made set this up before. So it might be for company. My previous example was company Indianapolis, which is no longer in my system. I may have deleted it and exported everything to save it out as an archive or to export it and import it into a test system. So for this example, I'm going to use that previously saved export file with all the company filters in it. So I click here, I pull up that zip that I exported with after saving here. Now, when I go back and go export, it's going to say, oh, we're going to export everything from Indianapolis. And all I have to do is select, add, select, add, select, add. So I don't want to do it for Indianapolis, but I don't want to go through and change all these filters. So what I'm going to do is edit the file directly for company C. So I'm going to open this, and you can see there's all of these text files in here, which is the filter. Open. And the reason I'm using TextPad is because I can actually go through here. I can go in here and do a find and replace on all of the files. Okay. And then save. Then, so be sure that when you do create this, that you do not put a folder inside the zip file. So the zip file needs to be all these files together once you've edited them. So select all, compress to zip. Okay, so now I have a zip file with company C zips in it. We'll go back to the import export manager, and we will choose company C. And now when we go through, all we have to do is hit select and add. Now it might be a minute here before we get to here. We have the company itself record. Here we have the document C that I put in company C. This would be a document I added in the add edit list. But I kind of want to get to the equipment so that you can see all four pieces. And I also added employee C to the company. These are actually where this is not available as a company filter. So I didn't want to export anything. I could go in and change those so that they're not included in the list. So you can see that you don't want to just check everything and then go do this every time you want to do company, plus just company information. Plus, it can be tricky, like making sure you've got it all right. So you kind of want a template set up like I have here. to do this for you. And again, I have calibration event on some equipment. And now you can save the extracted data. So that shows how to go ahead and export company specific data. And again, I'll just show one more thing. If we went in and chose export all, next, delete, and then read export settings from file, we would choose the edited file, the edited zip. So instead of going through and choosing everything, you can just open it up in a text editor that supports multiple files like TextPad, where you can find and replace in all the files, and then your selections are automatically set up for you, and you just now, this is the warning. If you delete this, this will be the only method of recovering this data. That is true, but also before you go through this whole process, you should do a backup of your database if possible. And the other way to, recover this data would be to go to a snapshot of your database before you do this. That's what I would recommend. But also, I'm going to pause this here so you don't have to watch it all, and then I'll show you that it's out of the database. Okay, so the export completed with the delete. And I was on company C, equipment 9, so that went away. I'm going to search in the equipment binder for all companies, and 9, 10, 11, and 12 for company C are no longer there.